I'll start first. You're next. I am totally lost. I am totally lost. I am totally lost.
Okay.
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 The first activity before they actually touch a keyboard is this concept of, again, becoming creative with sound. And the reason I'm going to start today with the cumulative ostinato activity is to make the connection between something they're very comfortable with and then to move to something that they may not be as comfortable with, which is improvising on the piano.
I am totally lost. 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 Fantastic. Thank you.
The cumulative ostinato activity is very low threat, but high yield, high results. They can immediately hear the results of a specific action and how it relates to others.
It's just a rhythm which helps you get to start to get used to making stuff up on the spot, even with people around. So you get used to that. It's not like embarrassing or anything or too awkward for you.
I think it really helps just break the barriers of being concerned of how people see you. You can basically do anything you want in the creative process and not have anyone like say, oh, that sucks. Like, they're very supportive people.
I'm going to suggest to you that improvising on an instrument, it's as simple as the cumulative ostinato activity. In the cumulative ostinato activity, we took two different ideas and we fused those ideas together, or two different elements, right? We took a rhythm, we thought of that rhythm, and we attached that rhythm to a sound source, okay? So I'm going to suggest to you that when we're improvising at the keyboard today, it's going to be as simple as thinking of a rhythm and then attaching that rhythm to a pitch or a note or a pitch set, a group of notes. So I'm going to use the notes of a C chord in this improvisation, right? And now I can think of a rhythm and attach that rhythm to the notes found in a C chord. Great, okay, or I can think of something different. Right? Just using the notes of that chord. So I'm actually going to use all of the white keys on the keyboard and just add in a few additional notes to my C chord, okay? Right? Again, at the very basic level, taking a rhythm and attaching that rhythm to notes that I find within that chord or notes around that chord. Let's make this a bit more challenging. Okay, so give me a note, a note.
F.
Great.
C sharp.
Yep.
B.
And one more.
A sharp.
A sharp. Awesome. So these are the notes that we have to create an improvisation. We have F, B, C sharp, and A sharp. Someone give me a rhythm that I can attach to this pitch set. Yeah. So we'll go with.
I was never exposed to the more creative side of repertoire or like any music at all. So I had to really pay attention in class and think about what I have to like concentrate on.
It was like kind of hard for me because I'm used to looking at sheet music, but then I think it's good to go out of my comfort zone and try something new.
The interesting thing is students who may not have been playing for that long may not have a lot of associated preconceived notions about improvising. Oftentimes, it's easier to get somebody with a bit less experience to say, oh, I can also be playful with music.
It's fun. Like, I've never thought that you could just make stuff up on the spot with like instruments, because I listen to hip-hop music, right? And then there's like freestyling, which they do, but I didn't know you could do it with like instruments, so that was something new to me.
So today you're going to get some exploration time where I want you to work with these chords that you find on the back side of this page. And I want you to explore different ways of creating your own song, okay? Now, we had talked a little while ago about the first rule of improvisation. If something's too complicated, make it, like, simplify it so you can gain control over the parameters, right? So, the moment you see the chords C, D minor, G, and A minor, you don't have to start by playing all of those chords. Simplify, choose one or two to start.
So it's again narrowing the parameters so they don't think, whoa, there are too many options here, right? So I'll narrow the parameters so that I can at least gain some control over the limited materials. Then I'll expand that to a few more chords within a few days.
So this is my D minor chord. Okay, so I'm playing the same thing here and same thing here. A minor, G, okay? And then I'm starting to use chord tones, okay? So the notes of the chord to make up the melody. But then I also want you to think of using C major, so all white keys, okay? So you're going to play a C major scale, and with all the chords that I've given to you, okay, they actually belong to that scale as the parent scale. D minor, A minor, G, C, right? You can play a C major scale, and some notes will work better than others. We're not going to talk a lot of the theory as to why that is right now. What I want you to do is use your ear as a guide.
Just a lot of freedom. It's not like you just play exactly what's written. You can do whatever you want. So I like that. The hard part is coming up with it, though.
I never knew where to start when I was improvising, so having to learn about a pitch set and being prompted by given chords and stuff, it was a pretty good platform where to start.
Go to your definitions page again. The third last definition. The word is motif, okay? The smallest fragment of a theme that forms a melodic rhythmic unit. Think of it this way. This is the building block of a musical idea. So when you're playing, don't just think, okay, I'm gonna play a C chord, I'm gonna play a D minor chord, I'm gonna go to my A minor chord, play something different, and I'm gonna play something different, and improvising is now going on to something different again. You don't have to do that, right? Most music that we listen to doesn't do that, okay? So I want you to think in terms of small melodic units. So I might think of something like this. This is my C chord, right? So I'm just taking that one idea and I'm just gonna repeat it a couple of times, right? Repeat. Go to my D minor chord. Back to my C chord. I didn't go into something new. It's like, hey, that was pretty neat. I can go back there again. And as I'm playing that, you're thinking, wow, that kind of sounds like a song.
Proficient improvisers, it sounds like they're performing a piece. It sounds like they're performing actual music. It's spontaneous composition. It's composing in the moment. And it should have all of the parameters and all of the performance values that a person playing Chopin or Beethoven or Thelonious Monk would apply in the moment. So all those performance values.
There's my C chord, here's my D chord. Okay, so here's the improv trick. If you make a mistake, repeat it. People think, oh, that's a bit out there, but I guess they must have intended to do that. So here we go. And you can smile away. Just keep smiling. Repeat it again. Takes me in a new direction. Okay, so now it seems intentional, right? But it's a new direction. It wasn't what I had planned, but this helps me to capture a new feeling, a new emotion, and so on. Okay?
It's also really helping me with music theory stuff and learning like the ideas behind music and how to create music, which is a big thing for me because I enjoy doing that at home too.
Sometimes for hobbies, I write my own songs, so it helps me have like a mind state where I could like learn new things, new sounds, so I could like start making my own things.
Or take a look at your improvisation rubric, okay? This is the challenge that we come to. We're in a class, we're in a creative space, and on some level, I'm going to have to evaluate what you're doing, okay? And give you feedback as to what you're doing. And I think that's an important part of the process.
I say to the students that, it's very difficult to analyze creativity, right? But we can look at a number of parameters around creativity and use those as key indicators. And if you look at the improvisation rubric, which starts with the development of musical ideas, looks at the use of pitch set and tonal organization, as well as risk-taking, those are three, I think, very important aspects of this very almost nebulous field.
What you may come up with is very different what this person is going to come up with, and that's okay, right? It's to explore ideas. Your first formative evaluation will just be a risk-taking evaluation. How are you good? How are you doing with dealing with new information in the moment? Because the moment you start and make an honest, sincere attempt, you give yourself an opportunity to discover some things, and you give me an opportunity to help move you to the next step. If you say, no, I can't do this, I can never improvise, you're automatically at a level R. So, recap, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go next door, you're exploring with those chords and a C major scale, you're trying to create your own mini song. So play a C chord for me. Okay, great. I'm just going to turn you up just a bit, okay? Using D major in your left hand, you're using D minor in your right hand, okay? So we need to make a decision either way.
Later on, mid-next week, then I'll give them a formal chord structure where they'll have to learn how to improvise within a set structure, as well as continue to explore with the ideas that have been presented to them today and over the next couple of days. And then at the end of the unit, they will have a formal evaluation where they have to record 2 improvisations into one of our digital music programs. And that I will take and evaluate using the improvisation rubric.
It's really easy to improvise. All you need to do is just keep on playing.
It's always challenging and it's never perfect, so you can always keep going. There's always things you can fix and make things better. So it's like a never-ending process. It's a lot of fun.
Whatever the students know is their starting place. But it's more the attitude to be creative with what they know and applying that in unique ways.
I love music. Like, it's not even funny. Like, it's just another place where I could be like my own world kind of thing, where I could just be myself. And I love listening to music, performing music, all of it.